Hi everyone, welcome back to My Sugar TV. My name is Tony Song and I am your host, and this episode is brought to you by Diabetes Care Pharmacy and Health Program Centers. What I wanted to talk to you today is about the Japanese earthquake just happened about a month ago, and we all know the earthquake and especially the tsunami that happened afterwards really caused devastation within their civilization. But if you think about what you need to do after a disaster like that, it's something that you really don't think about until something actually does happen. Heaven forbid, we live here, I live in California, so it's always a threat of a big earthquake. They always say every year, the big one's going to hit. Well, it hasn't hit yet, and I don't know when it will, but they say it's almost evident, it's going to happen. And so I think we kind of go with the flow and we forget about the fact that there is an imminent danger that could happen all the time. But are we prepared for it? Some of us are and some of us aren't. Especially if you have diabetes or any other medical condition, it's something that you really have to think about. Because if you wait and it's too late, then you're kind of in a situation where really you don't have many options. So I kind of want to go over a little bit about preparation as far as you having diabetes with you on this video. So I think the first thing that you really have to, you got to have all the other stuff like the food and the supplies and the bandages and all that stuff that you really need just in case you get into that situation. But especially if you have a chronic condition or diabetes or some situation where you're going to need medication, you really have to plan ahead for that. And the first thing I would like to see, or what we think that you should have, is a copy of your emergency information. So in your emergency kit, if you have one, you really want to write down all the information about your medical condition, your doctors, what it is that you have, a list of medications that you're on and what doses you're on. All these things are great things that you should put into your preparation kit. The other thing, though, that not many people do, but I think it's a great idea, if you can save up about 2 weeks worth of medication, that would be great. I think a minimum of 2 weeks. If you look at Katrina, it took about 2 weeks for any help to come through. And so can you imagine all the people that, let's say, was on insulin and they didn't have insulin for 2 weeks? Can you imagine not being on insulin for 2 weeks? It would really cause a lot of health problems. So one of the things you could do is to have an extra supply of things. Insulin's a little bit harder in the sense that you're going to keep it in your refrigerator, and if a natural disaster did happen, I'm pretty sure the refrigerator would probably not get crushed because it is a pretty big, heavy appliance. But after the power goes out, it's not going to be cool, which is okay for insulin because most insulins nowadays will last 28 days, depending on what the insulin is and what kind of container it comes in, whether it's a vial or a pen form. But the pen forms are good for 28 days at room temperature, so long as it doesn't get too hot. Now, let's say if we did have an earthquake, you can pull that out, put it into a cooler of some sort that just keeps it at room temperature, and it'll be good for 28 days. Now, the question is, would you have enough in that refrigerator to last for 2 weeks? I think most of us that use medications probably would say no. The reason why is because insurance companies, they allow a 30-day supply, and then you can't get a refill for another 30 days, right? Well, if there is a way that you can get 2 weeks worth of medication, extra medication to put aside for this emergency kit, that's the perfect thing to do. And there are ways to do that. We are a pharmacy here in West Covina's office center, and we know that the insurance companies, not all of them, but some of them will actually let you refill the prescription 1 week earlier. Now think about that. If it's 1 week earlier, then you'll actually have over 2 weeks, about a week, 2 week more medication after about a couple of months. right? So if they let you go 1 week earlier every month, it'll take 2 months to have 2 weeks worth of medications. So then you can put it in a bottle, put it in your preparation kit, and you're all set. Now, not all insurances do that, but some do, and that's something that you should probably talk to your pharmacy about. Here at Diabetes Care Pharmacy, we always make sure that the patients understand that there is that window, and if their insurance covers that, then that's a great opportunity to create this 2 weeks of medication to put into a preparation kit. Now, so you should try to do that over whatever it is, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Try to see if you can get enough where you're going to put it into a pill container and have about 2 weeks worth of reserve medication. The other thing that's a great idea when it comes to medications is you should have copies of your prescriptions. Okay? So when a doctor gives you a prescription, make a copy and then keep that copy in that preparation kit, right? And then, of course, you're going to use the actual prescription to get your medications, but have a copy of things, because what could happen in a natural disaster is that pharmacies close, and there might be a pharmacy that wasn't affected that you can go to. Well, they're not going to dispense medication to you unless you have a prescription. Now, the thing that we do here at Diabetes Care is that we can give you a list from our pharmacy system that you can put into your preparation kit, and so it's not necessarily a prescription, but it actually tells you exactly what it is that you're taking, and it really can be considered a prescription because it's coming from our pharmacy. So it's something that you really want to look into. Ask your pharmacy, see if they can do something like that, or make a copy of every prescription that you get so that you can put it in this preparation kit, so just in case something happens, you have those prescriptions to take to a pharmacy and get your medications filled if you need to. Hopefully it's not a big disaster, and there's some pharmacies that are open as well. Now, one thing that we do with our patients that we actually call 1 week in advance, just to make sure that you have that extra 1 week of medications, just to make sure that if something does happen, that you have that extra amount. And some pharmacies do that and some don't. So check with your pharmacy. If you belong to our pharmacy, you probably already know that we call you a week in advance. So one of the things that we have is a preparation list. Okay? So if you want me to email this to you, please comment on this video. Put your email in there, and I will go ahead and email you this preparation list. It's about 8 pages long, and it's got different things on there, from medications to your preparation list of what you should have, things to help you out with insulins and syringes, and things to remember, hot weather tips, all sorts of stuff. So if you want me to forward this on to you by email, please just comment on the comment below and give me your email so that I can go ahead and send that over. If you want to put your email into the subscribing spot on our MySugar TV spot, then we can do it that way as well, to subscribe to our channel, and we'll be able to get you this as well. So, anyways, I hope that helped. And I don't want anything to happen. I don't want any disasters to happen. But the thing is, we can't predict those things, and unfortunately, it'll probably come eventually. And I think one of the things that we can do right now before that happens is really be truly prepared. And those are some of the tips that I have for you. So so I hope that helped you out. This channel, or this website, MySugar TV, is sponsored by Diabetes Care Pharmacy, like I said, and Health Program Center. One of the things that I want to make sure that everybody knows is, with diabetes, number one, you got to educate yourself. Okay? Whether that's get some good help from a CDE or a great program, or maybe your doctor could do that, but get education, and not just little education, not just simple education, but really a comprehensive education. It's really important. Get motivated. It's so hard to live with diabetes. Some days you just don't feel like doing anything, right? And you feel like eating that chocolate cake or whatever it is, and not just that piece of chocolate cake, the whole thing, because it's just been one of those days, right? the motivation is a big part of diabetes. To keep yourself motivated to exercise and to eat right and to take your medications, take your insulins. It ain't easy some days, and I know it. And then, of course, get the support that you need. You know, you can't do it by yourself. And so whether that's family, friends, healthcare professionals, your pharmacy, anybody that is willing to help you get that support, you know, gravitate towards that because it really makes a difference. That's what we do here at Diabetes Care Pharmacy. We give all those three things. We give education, we give support, and we give motivation in the sense that, you know, we're here for you. So, so that's the biggest part of diabetes is to get those three things. And if you don't have those three things, try to find it. If you live in this area, in the West Covina, St. Gabriel area, you're welcome to come into our centers, and you'll definitely get it from us. So thanks again for joining us here on My Sugar TV, and we'll see you next time. Have a great week.